G'day, it's fugitive Australian journalist Shane Dowling from the website and YouTube channel Kangaroo Court of Australia. Now, former High Court judge Dyson Heydon was found by an inquiry to have sexually assaulted or sexually harassed 6 women who were working at the High Court. Now, the inquiry was held by the High Court, so it was obviously legally sound, but he was never convicted by a court. But there were calls for his Australia Day award to be taken off him, so he handed it back in before it was taken off him. And that happened a couple of years ago, but this year the legal fraternity in the process of rehabilitating his reputation. Now, I just published the article in relation to Dyson Heydon. I'll read that article out to you, and it's titled High Court Judge Dyson Heydon, supported by the legal fraternity after sexual assault and harassment findings. And it was published on Sunday the 8th of June 2025. And the article starts off, former High Court Judge Dyson Heydon was found by an inquiry in 2020 to be a sexual predator who sexually harassed and or assaulted young female staff. Yet the legal fraternity is starting to welcome him back with open arms. In November 2022, it was reported Dyson Heydon handed back one of Australia's highest honours, surrendering his status as a companion of the Order of Australia after there were calls for him to be stripped of the award. Heydon also didn't apply to renew his practising certificate with New South Wales Bar Association upon its expiry in 2020. The people welcoming him back into the legal fold includes current and former judges in the Federal Court of Australia for after-work drinks. And the question's got to be asked, do they warn the female attendants that they could be in danger, like they used to warn staff at the High Court of Australia functions? Before we get into the latest reporting on the legal fraternity welcoming him back, let's have a quick look at the background. On the 27th of June 2020, I published an article titled The Dyson Heydon High Court of Australia Sexual Harassment, Sexual Assault Cover-Up, Who Knew and When, which starts off on Monday the 22nd of June 2020. Former High Court Judge Dyson Heydon was exposed for allegedly sexually harassing and sexually assaulting young female staff at the High Court when he worked there from 2003 till 2013. What is obvious is that there are many young people, including High Court judges, who knew what Dyson Heydon was doing, but did nothing to stop it, which means they were involved in the cover-up. The most damning part of this story so far is that it was left to the ACT's Director of Public Prosecutions to report the matter on Tuesday to the Federal Police. Given some of the allegations clearly accused Dyson Heydon of sexual assault, why didn't someone at the High Court refer the matter to the police earlier? 2 former High Court judges, Justice Michael McHugh and former Chief Justice Murray Gleeson, have been named as having been told of Dyson Heydon's sexual harassment and assault of female staff, but they are refusing to talk about it. But what about the other High Court judges? What did they know and when? Some in the media are making out that current Chief Justice of the High Court, Susan Kiefel, is some sort of hero because she had an inquiry which found that Dyson Heydon sexually harassed staff. She isn't a hero and is most likely as guilty as the many others who helped cover up Dyson Heydon's alleged conduct and crimes. Let's have a look at a few of the facts, and there's a link there to the previous article where you can read more about it. In March 2025, Dyson Heydon had a launch for his book, Heydon on Contract, which was attended by a who's who of Australia's most eminent jurists, including Justice Michael Lee. On the 16th of March 2025, I published an article titled Justice Michael Lee Exposed Supporting Sexual Predator, Former Judge Dyson Heydon, which starts off, Justice Michael Lee has been exposed, secretly supporting disgraced former High Court of Australia Judge Dyson Heydon, who was found to have sexually harassed 6 women. Justice Lee was given national exposure for his defamation judgment finding Bruce Lerman raped Brittany Higgins, and that seems to have gone to his head to a degree. As you will see below, Justice Lee rates anti-Semitism a major issue, and only rates sexual harassment by a judge as a minor issue, given his support for Dyson Heydon. And there's a link to that previous article there in the article I published on Sunday. And my article goes on to say, on the 28th of May 2025, the Sydney Morning Herald published an article titled The Dyson Heydon Rehabilitation Tour Rolls On, which starts off, disgraced former High Court Judge Dyson Heydon is disgraced no more, at least as far as some senior members of the judiciary are concerned. Nearly 5 years ago, the Sydney Morning Herald revealed Heydon had been found by an independent High Court inquiry to have sexually harassed 6 female associates. But after a period of relative exile, the former judge self-published a hefty textbook, Heydon on Contract, Particular Contracts, earlier this year, and there's nothing like a legal tomb to seemingly provide a ticket to redemption. And Heydon himself was recently invited to a Friday after-work drinks at the federal court, something which wouldn't have gone down well a few years ago, when the legal profession was still pretending to take matters of sexual harassment seriously. And there's a link there to that article. On the 2nd of June 2025, the Sydney Morning Herald published an article by Chanel Contos, founder of Teach Us Consent and the author of Consent Laid Bare, which starts off, a number of prominent Australian men, including Supreme Court judges, attended a recent launch of a book by supposedly disgraced former High Court Judge Dyson Heydon. In 2020, Heydon was found by an independent High Court inquiry to have sexually harassed 6 young female associates. Heydon maintains his innocence. None of this is any surprise. Donald Trump has been found guilty in a civil court of sexual misconduct and was subsequently returned to the White House by voters. A long-standing myth that being accused of or even found to have committed sexual harassment ruins your career and life forever has been publicly and repeatedly debunked. This is a reminder that the people who subject others to sexual harassment or perpetrate sexual assault are often normal people embedded in and atop the fabric of our society, not outcast from it. So, what do we actually want from men who have been found to have caused harm? Is it punishment, rehabilitation, or both? How do we measure what level of social ostracism it would take for them not to harm again? Should victim satisfaction or future behaviour be a focal point of these reflections? Power and entitlement are the bedrock of all forms of sexual harassment and assault. Powerful people have access to subordinates and have seen institutions or circles they are part of routinely protect their own kind while silencing victims. This creates a sense of legal and reputational immunity, one that is often proven correct, and contributes to a level of entitlement that manifests as their prerogative to the bodies of others. Summary: everyone deserves opportunity for rehabilitation, but Dyson Heydon is a serial predator who has never admitted to wrongdoing and would have to be regarded as still a threat to females. And as I said above, to the people who organised the functions for the book launch and after-work drinks at the Federal Court of Australia, warn the females in attendance that there is a danger of sexual harassment and or assault by Dyson Heydon. If they don't, they could be liable if anything happens. Now make sure you visit my website, Kangaroo Court of Australia, click on that link to that article, because there's a lot more links in the article with further information. It's well worth a read. This is Australian society rehabilitating a judge with the support of other judges. Justice Michael Lee of the Federal Court was seen by a hero of some for holding Bruce Lerman to account, but then Michael Lee is helping rehabilitate Dyson Heydon's reputation. And the inquiry was held by the High Court of Australia. Now, there's 6 judges or 7 judges sitting on the High Court. They know the law. That inquiry was a legitimate inquiry. Anyhow, please do your bit and help shine a light on corruption and share this video on social media. Please hit the like and subscribe button and notification button. That way you get notified every time I publish a new video. Kangaroo Court of Australia's independent media. I publish a website and a YouTube channel, and I'm an independent journalist, and I'm 100% crowdfunded from viewers like yourself. So please support my Patreon account or PayPal account. We can go to my website and click on the donations button for other donation options. Other than that, thank you for your time and have a good day.